I am a planner. If you have ever had a class with me, you most likely have seen me take out my colorful Post-it note filled planner multiple times in the course of 45 minutes. Then I will jot something down in brightly colored ink, highlight something already written, or add a sticky note to something. In class is not the only time I plan. I will make lists of what I need to do in a day, as well as what I will need to accomplish in the next 10 years. I have even planned this chapel talk multiple times by either writing full chapel talks or very detailed outlines every year since I started TMI in the 6th grade. I will also wake up in the middle of the night and add things to different lists scattered either on my phone or on papers around my room. I always thought that my ability to stay organized and follow through with my plans were my best characteristics. But maybe this isn't necessarily true. I have spent much of my life, at least that I can remember, planning what classes I need to take, what homework to do, whatever I will need to do to be successful. But now, looking back at my high school years, I realize I forgot to plan for something, relaxing and enjoying my life. My high school career has been a collection of multicolored pens and Post-it notes. That is not what high school should be. High school should be the time where you have fun and make memories. And unless you count that wild lunch hour I spent color coding my planner, I have not taken full advantage of all that is high school. One day, during my junior year, a friend texted me and said that he had seen a quote and that he thought of me when he saw it. It read, "But whenever you find yourself worrying about the future, repent and return to God. He will show you the next step forward, and the one after that, and the one after that. Relax and enjoy the journey in His presence, trusting Him to open up the way before you as you go." My friend then added, "Hailey, you just need to let go and let God." At the time, I brushed this nugget of wisdom off as a great idea, but something I'd never be capable of doing. How could I simply let go and stop planning? It just wouldn't be possible. But I soon realized I wasn't living my life as God had intended me to be. I hadn't added living to my long to-do list, and therefore I wasn't doing it. I kept the idea that maybe I didn't need to plan everything in my mind for a while, but then school became busy and I went right back to my old ways. As my junior year ended, I began making many lists all around one subject, college. I have been obsessed with the idea of applying to college since I can remember. I have fully researched every school that I could potentially attend, creating detailed lists for each one with many subsections. Then all of this information is stored perfectly into my beautifully monogrammed purple accordion folder that is a section for each school I'd apply to. I sound crazy, right? There is no need for me to devote so much time to such small tasks. As summer progressed, I realized my mentality wasn't the right one to have. I needed to let go. I needed to enjoy life. I began thinking about my life and wondering if there were ever times where I didn't obsess, plan, or control. And I realized this had only happened on 3 occasions. This past summer, as well as the summer before, I have gone on mission trips to Toronto and Belize. Molly Wren has been our Wonder Voyage leader on both of these trips and is a stickler about never telling us what we will be doing. On the first night of both trips, she said, "Don't ask what we will be doing. I won't tell you. All of you are so obsessed with knowing what's next, and while you are here, you will need to let go and enjoy the journey." For someone like me who thinks about whatever is next and finds comfort in knowing what to expect, this was torture. The first few days, I could feel myself going crazy, not knowing what to plan for next. But then moments overtook me and time slipped away. I was realizing that great things could happen if I allowed them to. Because I had completely prearranged my life, there was not time for anything to happen that I hadn't already planned for. This was a terrible thing because, as I have learned, Most great experiences and lessons come when you aren't expecting them. Before I knew it, while in Toronto and Belize, I was no longer wanting to know what would happen next. I was finding excitement in not knowing and fully taking advantage of every moment I had. I was enjoying the journey I was on. Another place where I found peace in not being in control is at Camp Champions. Camp Champions is the most beautiful camp located on Lake LBJ in Marble Falls, Texas. I have attended this oasis since I was 7 years old and just completed my 11th summer. While at camp, I go with the flow. I go wherever and do whatever I'm told to do. While at camp, I have no worries and am able to be the person God truly wants me to be without outside distractions affecting me. I've had the opportunity to lead a group of 7-year-old girls while I've been at camp. Being flexible is extremely necessary when leading around girls whose moods change every millisecond, who walk impressively slow, and never want to do what they are told to do. Forming a plan and trying to control young girls is impossible because you have no idea what is going to happen. I have simply had to be on my toes and go with the flow of things, something that is usually difficult for me to do. Camp Champions is where I've had the most fun and made the best memories, and it's shocking that this is the place I have the least control. What Belize, Toronto, and Camp Champions have taught me is that I can survive without being in control. In fact, I can do more than survive. I can live. I can enjoy life and make memories that will last me a lifetime. I'm not saying I had this epiphany and have relinquished all control of my life and just go with the flow. I wish this were the case, but it is not. I still plan, make lists, and obsess over small things, but I'm trying to lessen these tendencies. In place of all the planning I used to do, I'm trying to live, laugh, and love more. Nathan Scott, who is a character on the popular show One Tree Hill, said this in an episode. It's the oldest story in the world. One day, you're 17 and planning for someday, and then quietly, without you really noticing, someday is today, and that someday is yesterday, and this is your life. This quote terrifies me because I know that if I don't stop planning so much for the future, in 20 years, this quote will be how I look at my past. I've realized I want to look back on my life and see all the small memories, not all the planning I did. I hope for all of you out there that my story can teach you something. I'm not advising you to stop caring or to be completely disorganized. That would be very, very, very bad. But I am saying to enjoy your life, and if you find that you are planning every second away to various tasks, stop. Your life is a journey, and there are so many tiny factors that build up your magnificent adventure. I don't want you to look back on your life or just your high school years like I did and see that while you planned well, you missed out on the fun times that you didn't allot time for. I want you to look back and see the friends you've had and the memories you've made. I have found that I don't need to plan every second of my life away because God has already made my life's plan, and anything I would be doing would just be going against his plan. As my wise friend advised me, I am finally letting go and letting God. I think Abraham Lincoln had the best idea about how to look at the future when he said, "The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time." Thank you.